AI is taking over everything. ChatGPT. Either you've heard of it or you've been living under a rock for these past few years. You've heard of it. In today's video, I wanted to test out AI's capabilities in terms of workouts. I've had my fair share of dealing with personal trainers, some that were great, some that were not so great. In today's video, we're going to be asking AI to generate a leg day workout, and not just any leg day workout. I want something for some juicy glutes for hypertrophy. What? Hypertrophy. Okay.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
I made some notes. This is the things that I'm going to prompt ChatGPT a leg day focusing on hypertrophy. I have only 1 hour after work, moderate weight, and I have SI joint instability and a weak hip flexor. I want ChatGPT to be able to give me a very comprehensive workout in a short period of time dedicated to my goals, as well as taking into consideration my injuries and weaknesses. I'm going to be testing out these workouts, providing feedback, and at the end of this video, I'm going to let you know if I believe you should try ChatGPT as your personal trainer. Let's head to the gym. Hi vlog, welcome back to the video. So I just finished work. It is about 4 o'clock. My workday is done. I hope you guys can hear me because it's kind of windy. Sorry it's all shaky because I'm walking from work. So right here in my hands, I printed out what ChatGPT told me to do as a workout. Printed it out, 2 pages. We're gonna try it out. What's going on over here? Alright, so I'm here at the gym and I have the printed out version. So like any good glute workout, we are going to start with warm-up and activation, which is just going to take 10 minutes. So it's given me about 5 exercises. It's even given me like an option, and the rest is 30 seconds. So it's just like a quick thing, glute activation, and it's going to reduce SI joint stress during heavy lifts. And I really like how ChatGPT kind of gives you these tips, which is really nice, especially as a beginner. I would really appreciate that if I was starting over my journey all over again, because these are things that you kind of have to do your research on, and not everybody has time to do that. I'm on the mat here, and we're gonna just do this warm up and then get right into the workout.
Say what? Look.
ChatGPT, let's see how it did. I printed out the workout and I brought it to the gym just so I could follow along, and I didn't forget because it had very important tips on here that I did not want to forget. Should you use ChatGPT to make your workouts? I'm going to start with the positive things first, because I actually truly believe that you can use ChatGPT and it is an asset. AI is taken over, and if we don't learn how to use it and how to live with it, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Number 1, it is free and it is easy to follow. Like, look, this was double-sided. I felt like it was well-structured. It started with the warm-up and activation, the main lifts, heavy compounds, accessories, and then moved to the cool down and stretch. I think that was the great part. It's not complicated, easy to follow. It gave pretty detailed from start to finish of the workout. So including notes, tips, you even had like the time breakdown, how often to do it, all the exercise names were there. It was very clear. The sets, the reps, the rest, everything was there in one spot. And this is valuable information that you would normally have to pay for. 1 hour glute and leg hypertrophy workout, SI joint and hip flexor friendly. So that is what I prompted ChatGPT. The total time was 60 minutes. The focus was glute growth, lower body strength, and hip flexor stability. So it also tells you to do this 1 to 2 times per week, but I wanted ChatGPT to make a workout for me that specific day. And if I thought that it was a good workout, I may incorporate it again. Spoiler alert, stick to the end of the video, see if I will. It starts off with the warm-up and activation, which is 10 minutes. It says, do not skip this. It preps your SI joint, glutes, and hip flexors. That is very important. I think the number 1 mistake that people make is they skip the warm-up, right? So they only have a short amount of time. Exhibit A, only an hour after work. They skip right directly into the workout. Cat, cow, and bird dogs. Strangely enough, this one did not have a rest time, which was kind of weird, but I guess it's just do them back to back, I guess. 2 sets of 10 reps each. Banded glute bridges, banded lateral walks, banded standing march for hip flexor. Now, I will address this later on when we talk about the cons. When there is things that are descriptive, for example, lateral, I don't think the average beginner will know what that word would mean. Even for me, who has a lot of gym experience, this was a little bit difficult for me to envision. So I kind of just had to Google most of them, or I had these from previous physio exercises, so I kind of knew what it was. The tip they give here is focus on glute activation and core stability. It reduces SI joint stress during heavy lift. That is something I really liked. Now we're going to move into the main lifts, the heavy compounds. So this is 30 minutes So the warm-up was just 10 minutes. Now let's get into the meat. Okay, the meat, it's 30 minutes. So it says glute and lower body hypertrophy, slow tempo, full range, strong mind to muscle connection. I really love that it pointed that out, because that is one of the biggest things that personal trainers point out, and that is how you master form overweight. So the exercise they gave us was to start with barbell hip thrust, and I will point out I do really like how they structured this workout, because if you look, they put the heaviest lift at the beginning, and that's something I preach. That's how I formulate my workouts. It's almost like ChatGPT knew me. You want to put the workout that requires the most energy at the beginning. Okay, so the barbell hip thrust for me is definitely a hard exercise. 4 sets of 8 to 10. The rest were 90 seconds. And the notes they gave was a 2-second squeeze at the top. That was really important for glute activation. Next one, and I really hated this one, is the Bulgarian split squats. So it gives you the option to have dumbbells or body weights. Now, obviously, I am past the point where I can use body weight, but sadly, I kind of had to. Now, I have an issue with the Bulgarian split squats, the form, right? So there's 2 types of ways you can do this exercise, a glute focus, and then there's a quad focus. And for some reason, my quads are always on fire, and I rarely feel it in my glutes. From doing physio, I was told this is because of my hip flexor. It's very weak, so the strongest muscle is going to take over, which is the quads. But I do like the note that it said, and it said slight torso lean forward, and that is exactly how you target your glutes. If you're more standing upright, you're going to be targeting your quads. So that was great. The only comment I had was they gave you the sets and reps was 3 sets of 10 reps each leg, which was great. But I noticed something. So the rest time for the barbell hip thrust was 90 seconds, but for the Bulgarian split squats, it was only 60 to 75 seconds. So they give you like a little range, but I thought it was odd because for me, the Bulgarian split squats, it's kind of the harder exercise, and I feel like I need to recover more. I feel like it's more of a like a cardio exercise, and I'm like very winded after, right? So for me, I would give myself more of a break versus the barbell hip thrust. And another thing, I kind of like to break, to have like a little bit of rest between each leg because I'm just so winded. Maybe that's just because I have asthma. Maybe that's just me. Then one of my favorite exercises, the Romanian deadlift. So you also have the option here to do dumbbell or barbell. And the sets and reps is 3 sets of 8 to 10. Perfect. That's exactly how I structured my workout. So that was awesome. The rest was 90 seconds. And the note was control the eccentric. So 3 seconds down. Now, I feel like a beginner may not understand what the word eccentric means. That is one of the terms that ChatGPT does like to use without giving any type of definition. If that was my critique, that's what it would be. Then we move into the accessory and stability work. So this is 15 minutes, finished with high rep work for glute growth, hip flexor strength, and SI stability. And this is something I really liked because that was one of the prompts I gave ChatGPT, was that I really wanted to work on my glute strength. I do have these limitations. So the exercise, they gave cable or banded kickbacks, banded standing hip flexor march. I really love this exercise. Even my physio never gave me this exercise for hip flexors. When I did it, it wasn't as intuitive as I thought it would be, but I just kind of looked at the word march and I'm like, okay, I feel like I've seen this on social media before, so let me just mirror the motion and let me see how it feels. And it felt great. Well, I'm lying to you. It actually hurt a lot, but that's a great thing about working out and targeting these muscles, especially when they're weak or injured. You're gonna have some sort of pain, but it's up to you to decide like the level of discomfort. Like, you know your body best. So if it's like burning, shooting pain, you want to stop. But if it's more muscle fatigue, you're in the right direction. And that's what I felt exactly when doing this exercise. I felt like I could really progress with it if you use different types of resistance bands. So that is something I will be incorporating into my workout. So thank you, ChatGPT, for that. The notes was focus on control and balance, and that is perfect. The hip flexors actually work to balance yourself. So when you're standing upright, maybe standing on one foot, that is what it works out to do. So this is a great exercise. Then it told me to do dead bugs. Dead bugs I know from physio, but it said something Pallof press. What? I don't know what that is. And I didn't even Google it because I'm like, you know what? If I don't even know what that is, I'm not going to do it. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. It said to brace core, no spine movement, 2 sets of 12. So basically I just did a couple of them, and that is a great exercise. That is also recommended to me in physio. Then something I also liked, it gave you the cool down and stretch. 5 minutes, it's 1 minute per side. Because I know a lot of people ask whether they should be stretching before the workout or after. And the key is you can do both. It's just the different types of stretches, right? So for the cool down, you can hold for as long as you want. In the beginning, you maybe want to do like some dynamic stretching. So don't hold for as long. You just want to really warm up your body. So they gave 3 exercises. So the seated glute stretch, the hip flexor stretch, and the 90-90s hip openers child pose. Now, one thing I'll say with this is these names are not very intuitive. So I actually had to Google them because seated glute stretch, I was like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? But then when I Googled it and I had to go to Google image and I was like, oh, but maybe that's just because I'm a visual person, but I feel like other people will have issues with that. So one critique I will say for ChatGPT is I would really love to have diagrams or like visuals, and I'm pretty sure you could prompt ChatGPT with that. Just say, hey, I'm a visual person. Can you give me little diagrams? And it will do it. And this is all free. Isn't that amazing? At the end, so the workout is done now. I felt great. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that this workout took an hour, because for me personally, recording and having to set myself a little bit longer, I would say it took like about an hour and a half. But the good part is that I feel like if I had some practice doing this workout and I was already established and I wasn't recording for you guys, I think I could definitely get this done in an hour. And that is something that is important for me, and that is time management. And I feel like I only have this much time to do my workout, so this would be perfect for you. So you can give them your time constraint and they can formulate a workout for you within that time. Should you be using ChatGPT as your personal trainer? Let's do a comparison between the pros and cons. One of the pros, it is free, easy to follow. It gave a pretty detailed from start to finish of the complete workout, including notes, tips. It gave you exercises, sets and reps, rest time. It gave you a warm-up and activation, main lifts, heavy compounds, accessory and stability work, cool down and stretch, key tips, and time breakdown. This is great for somebody who goes to the gym but has no idea what they want to do. It's good for somebody who wants to switch up their routine. They're feeling, I hit a plateau and I need a little bit of variation. I feel like ChatGPT is really good with taking prompts and you can personalize it to your own liking. Now let's get into some of the cons. So although it gives tips like 2-second squeeze at the top, it doesn't really give form tips. It's more recommended for somebody who is already experienced in the gym. Second con was that the rest times varied. So for hip thrust, you had 1 minute 30 seconds. For Bulgarian split squats, which is a harder exercise, you only got 1 minute. Another con is that I had to Google what a few of the exercises were. I feel like that took away from the time. If I have to go looking for what the exercise is, I don't feel like it's very time efficient. Maybe that's just because ChatGPT saw that I prompted with words like hypertrophy. So it was like, okay, well, you go to the gym, I feel like you would know what this is. You shouldn't assume. I would love to see some visuals and diagrams. And like I said before, you can definitely prompt ChatGPT. In the end, would I recommend ChatGPT? Yes, I would. In fact, I think I'm going to ask ChatGPT to design my workout for a week. If you would like to see that, comment down below. Let me know. In conclusion, this is a free, detailed workout routine. What more can you ask for? You can give it personal prompts. It gives you the detailed sets, the reps, exercises, notes, some form tips, all completely free. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.